good, everybody? It's your boy Onyx here at Going Full Nerd. You know, I don't want to complicate you, so I just, get that funky intro. And yes, I am here. Sunday, 6 p.m. There's no other place I would rather you be than right here with me right now. Thanks a lot. So let's go ahead, fade this music out, and go ahead and get to the shameless plug like we do each and every Sunday. Don't wanna complicate ya. Yeah, don't wanna complicate ya. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Onyx here, Going Full Nerd. As always, I try to do a little something. I try to talk a little bit of that enjoyable entertainment news, but I also like to talk a little bit about things that matter to me, things that kind of get me, you know, interested or pique my curiosity or get me on my stream of consciousness. It is what it is. But I keep it comic book or sci-fi material related. As you can see, today's episode of Going Full Nerd is called Images Matter. And there's a reason why I've got the Punisher, and there's a reason why I got my Punisher shirt, because images do matter. But first, let's start with the shameless plug. With the lack of a top 5 domestic box office, I would like to tell you, go ahead. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have not already done so, please click the subscribe button here at youtube.com/goingfullnerd and hit the bell so you get notified when I drop a new video or start a new live stream. In addition, you can check out goingfullnerd.com. You could also peep out the podcast, which we're recording right now, right here. And you can check it out on anchor.fm/goingfullnerd, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you could download a podcast, you can find it. Just do that search for Going Full Nerd. Don't put no spaces, just all together, Going Full Nerd. And you can check out goingfullnerd.com. So, let's get right down to it, okay? All right, everybody, peep it. I'm not trying to be super serious. I'm not trying to get everything down. I like to have my jokey moments, and I like to say a few things. But as I take a sip of the infamous adult beverage, I got to say, world's upside down right now, okay? And now, more than ever, people have to be aware of how they're perceived in the public eye. From law enforcement to the military, public officials, entertainment personalities, it is what it is. But what's going on is I want to focus on one specific little bit of symbolism, and that is the Punisher from Marvel Comics, okay? And this is something that people really may want to take a good look at and really look into the symbolism of this, because, you got to be mindful of what you want to portray. Now, let's keep this real. Punisher is a comic book character. This is not a real person. But there's a lot of people that get into this stuff. There's a lot of people that look at the things that we enjoy, that we grew up with, and they take it to heart and they start running with it. Now, you think about this. The Punisher, right? That's my man's, okay? You got the successful Netflix series, you had a couple of movies, successful comic books, and let's look at what he is, okay? The Punisher, the character when it was developed, was a renegade United States Marine turned, keyword, murderous vigilante. Okay, he first appeared in 1974 in Amazing Spider-Man number 129, and I want you to remember these names when I talk about it, by Jerry Conway, Ross Andru, and John Romita Sr., okay? Now, here goes the issue, and we're going to take it and connect it to today's headlines, okay? Because there's been numerous complaints, many complaints about the military, and more importantly, police brandishing the Punisher logo on uniforms, police cars, just in their mantra, okay? Think about it. We're not really, we got to understand the character, and then you understand the people that are brandishing the character's logo. Me, I saw this nice, cool shirt. I liked it. It was cool. It was like $5 at Walmart. I was like, bam, let me get that shirt because it's a comic book character. I love comic book characters, regardless of how they are portrayed in the comic books. It is what it is because my mind, it's just a comic book character. It's not a train of thought. But if you think about it, nowadays we got all this stuff with, the issues with the police, the issues with this, and some people are taking it a little bit too seriously. Some people are taking the Punisher mentality a bit too far. Now, I don't know how YouTube is going to handle me doing this video or whatever, but it is what it is. And I'm not making judgment either way, but I'm just letting you know I'm reporting what I've read, what I've seen. Now, this is the thing. Marvel Comics had a spokesman, and people were asking, well, why is the Punisher logo being, you know, used by law enforcement and the military? Especially now, we're seeing them on the street. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. They had a comic book back in July of 2019. It was Punisher number 13 from that series. And it had a illustration of their stance on the police using the Punisher logo. Basically, what happened is in this comic book, the Punisher met up with two police officers who told them they admired him, they were fans. Now, remember what I told you. The Punisher is a vigilante. He breaks the law. Okay? He is straight up, he's taking the law in his own hands and does things not like he should. He doesn't let it go through the legal system. Okay? He's brutal. He does the thing. We've all seen the movies. We've read the comic books. Okay? So basically they told him, they was like, yo, hey, we admire you. This is it. Us the boys at the station, we like the job you're doing out here. Now, admittedly, Punisher takes it to the criminal element. He takes it to him. I get that. I get that. Sometimes you feel that the criminals need to, but the problem with the Punisher, and they've really looked at this in a lot of comic books, he's a little mentally unbalanced. He ain't all there, okay, in some instances. But in this particular comic book, the Punisher ripped his logo off the police cars and pretty much told the police officers in that comic book, he's like, listen, we're not the same, okay? You are supposed to protect and uphold the law. You help people. He's like, I gave up on helping people a long time ago. Okay? You don't do what I do. Nobody does what I do. That's the Punisher's mindset. Okay? At one point, they were in the comic books, they wrote the Punisher is seriously mentally disturbed. And the Punisher was somebody that they were looking to take him down. He was like shooting jaywalkers, you know? So it's something to think about when you see military and police brandishing the Punisher logo. Now, here's the thing. This is the thing, okay? When the character first showed up, it was like he mistook Spider-Man for being a bad guy, was hunting him down, and went through this whole thing. And he's like that anti-hero. He's the guy that he plays both sides to get his outcome. I mean, we all know the Punisher origin. He hunts down the mafia. That's the basic Punisher. He hunts down criminals, but he does it outside of the law. We get it. We get it. But we don't need our police officers and we don't need our military doing stuff outside of the law. Right? I mean, I'm just saying, this is just me thinking on some of this stuff. So here's the thing. He got real popular come the 80s, 90s, and all that good stuff. Now, here's the part that people are getting into now, especially with all of the, I will say it, all of the Black Lives Matter protests going on. You're seeing more and more videos of police and brutality. You've got things just completely upside down. Now, here's the thing, okay? It got really popular, you know, Punisher, his logo, because from what people are saying and from the stuff I'm reading, it says his symbol got corrupted, okay? The symbol got corrupted. Well, what's going on in the news? It ended up, let me see, what's my notes? We're going through it, you know, they said back in 2004, a rogue group of cops in Milwaukee have formed a vigilante group known as the Punishers. Now, we're talking 2004. These are probably guys that grew up on comics and joined the police force and figured, oh, well, we could do what we want to do. It's like, come on. And that ruins it for the good ones. You know what I mean? It ruined it for the ones who are out there actually doing the right job. I mean, we see the movies, we watch the movies. Movies are a reflection of life. So when we watch the movies as a reflection of life, we know there's good, there's bad, and there's a gray area in the middle that people like to skirt back and forth and don't think about the consequences of the actions that they do. So that's what happened. Now, here's the thing. It operated from 2004 to 2007, and it went on. Okay, right. I'm going through the live chat, and I like to say hey to everybody. I haven't been ignoring you, but I had to get some of this stuff out. But I got one that came in. Chat, Stephanie, glad you can join us and the crew. But it says police out here and are supposed to protect and serve. Punisher is out here to get even. It's not a good look for the police or the military to have. Let's be honest. This is not like the cool logos on the side of the old World War II jets or the World War II planes, where they had all of the colorful pictures and stuff like that. We understand. I was in the military and I wear Punisher stuff too. Don't get it wrong, but I don't use that to express what I'm going to do. I'm not law enforcement. I don't know. No, no, no. I got it. We supposed to sit back and it's certain things, protect and serve versus getting even. I like that analogy. Now, here's the thing. You know, they say the next media turning point, and you could believe it one way or the other, you know, you had Black Lives Matter. Then they said a lot of people was talking about Blue Lives Matter, but the thing about it is, you look at it like this, you know, people started trying to compare the two, and I can understand, because everybody, I don't know what it is, everybody wants to take somebody's shine nowadays, and it is what it is. But here's the thing, you know, now the goal that the Blue Lives Matter thing said is better protection, and that's understandable. And making it a hate crime to target police, oh, that's true, but we should also make it a hate crime to target African Americans. Or basically, it should be a hate crime to target anybody if you want to think about it. So now, when you look at it, people started working the Punisher logo into that thing. Decals and stuff like I know you've seen it, the Punisher logo. It looked like a grayed out American flag, and they'll have different color stripes in the middle to talk about stuff. And the thing about it, somebody, I think it was in Kentucky, from my notes, and it said the decal, their chief had said the decal represents that we will take any means necessary to keep our community safe. Now, that there, any means necessary, that right there is one of those statements that is very, very volatile. Okay. By any means necessary. That's a Malcolm X statement. And that's a volatile statement. But to hear someone whose oath is to protect and serve, to say they will, by any means necessary, it gets confusing. It blurs the lines again. You see what I'm saying? Images matter. What, like my man Omar says in the chat, what is the image now? The image should be that these are people that we go to when we need help. And for some, I have family in law enforcement. I got a lot of family in law enforcement. And anybody that has to deal with them, they know they're going to get protected. I know that for a fact. But then you got these bad apples, these rogue elements, these scoundrels, let me use the word scoundrels, okay, that go out there and they make it bad on those. And then now you've got all of these things. But that also shows we need to have a better way, okay? We've got to have a better way to screen, train, and have individuals in law enforcement. Straight up. Okay. I know a lot of good law enforcement people. I work with a lot of good law enforcement people. Problem is, it's the bad ones that get on television doing the things that ruin it for the good ones and make you distrust the whole institution. That's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. I went to high school with a lot of people, a lot of people. And here goes the thing. And here's the thing. And this is the key with it. A lot of the people, there's a lot of people I went to high school with, friends that became law enforcement. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna name names. Some of them retired. They keep going. They doing their thing. But you know what? You know, this is the deal. This is the deal. It becomes, hey, I, do we classify everybody as a group? No, because that's the problem that we have with everything. Everybody want to classify one group as more dangerous than another group. No, you got to start judging people individually. But when you have a uniform on, whether it's military, whether it's police, fire, first responder, whatever uniform that is, security guard, I don't care. Your job is to protect and serve the public. Images matter. Images straight matter. Okay? Straight up. And the image you portray, it comes down to with great power comes great responsibility. I had to work the Spider-Man line in. I had to work it in because these individuals are given the power to uphold and protect the public. Okay? It is not to suppress the public. Okay? It is not to harm the public. Okay? It is to protect the innocent. Okay? And serve the public. The minute, and this goes out to anybody in the military, in law enforcement, if you at any given time feel that you are not in the mood to protect those you've been given the charge to protect, it's time for you to quit. It's time for you to just go somewhere. Just be done. Find another profession. It's another job for you. It's definitely another job for you. Okay? You know, it could be, if you're a police officer, your job, I grew up with hearing, and it could have been stereotypical. You get lost, you go to the police. Right now, I get lost. So, it's different now. You may not want to say that. In some areas, you can't say that. Is it sad? Yeah, because people to, they just react to things. I'm not going to say any of us grew up in the safest of neighborhood. None of us, everything ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But, this polarizing stuff has got to stop. It's got to stop. It's like I was watching a thing, and this is the deal. Okay, this is the deal. I was watching YouTube, or I think it was on Twitter or Facebook, and I forgot the young lady. She was talking to a military person, a National Guard, the weekend military, and was like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing?" They doing this because it's their job. Okay, Little do people realize, okay, that is an image that needed to be fixed, okay? What brought them out there, how that person in that uniform feels, is masked by the job they got to do. We know that, okay? Why? Because there's bad and good all in different uniforms. You don't know which one is which until their actions come forward. Period. So this is what you can do. I see it popping around. This is what you can do. This is what you can do. Number one, let's talk 6 degrees of separation. 6 degrees of separation, basically, you know somebody who is in one of these uniforms, law enforcement, military, or whatever. Number one, and it's somebody you actually give a damn about. Okay. Just imagine that everyone is like them. They out there, they scared, they don't know what's gonna pop off. I have been to war 3 times in my military career. Okay. And the key with that is each time it didn't get any easier. I was scared the first, the second, and the third time. For some of these people, this to them is a wartime situation because this ain't what they signed up for, military wise. They signed up to get the college money and get gone. Police, they signed up to get a check, go home. Okay? Let's be realistic. That's basic. You know, the problem is this is what's going on. We're going to talk about fitting descriptions and stuff. We're going to talk about it just a little bit. Here's a problem. And this is my thing. You know, everybody fits the description of something. Okay? That's the first thing. Nobody's 100% golden. That's the second thing. Okay? Now, here goes my mantra. Here goes Ed. Here goes Onyx. Onyx going to say his 2 cents. Number one, I don't have to be confrontational. Okay? I try not to put myself in situations where I've got to be. But if it happens, if it does happen, I make sure, okay? I'm going to tell you, I make sure that I got my ducks in a row. You know, I know what it's like to grow up. I've been, personal story. I was a kid coming from my grandmother's funeral, okay? And if it wasn't for the fact that my aunt had a CB radio in the car, we did not know that there were some truckers on the road ready to get us just because of our skin tone. That's fear. That's scary. Okay? That's scary. We hightailed it. We did some illegal U-turns and got the hell up out of there. That's crazy. Okay? So that's one deal. Okay? Think about the police officer that goes out every night. Rookies get the night shift. They don't know what's going down because we know there's crazy people out there. You know the crazy dudes on your block. You know the ones on your block. We watched The Wire. Hey, Omar coming. not you, Omar, but the Omar coming. You've seen The Wire. You got crazy stuff like that. Fiction and reality are not that far off. Fiction and reality are not that far off. All stories are based on some little bit of truth. Okay? So when I say images matter, don't be the image from the comic book. Be the image that your job is supposed to have you. So to any law enforcement that may listen, I'm not saying that I'm not going against anything or anything like that. All I'm saying is you're out there to protect and serve. Protect the innocent. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. Protect the innocent. Do I have to knock down old men? Do I have to put somebody in a chokehold that's telling they can't breathe? Nah, I don't have to. I don't have to. It's not necessary. More and more of these videos are popping up showing craziness, brutality. I know videos can be edited, context can be made, and in some instances it can be defended, some instances it can't. Okay? It's a damn shame that we have to get to this point in the middle of a global pandemic with coronavirus that's still going there. You know, it's like Come on now. What are we gonna do, folks? What are we gonna do? I like to keep my Punisher in the comic books. I don't want my Punisher on the streets. I don't want my Punisher in a police uniform. Okay? Punisher's a vigilante. The Punisher breaks the law. I need my people to uphold the law. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I just had to get this off my chest. It was my I felt this way because, and it's so fitting that, remember I told you to remember the name. I told you to remember the name, Jerry Conway. Okay? Jerry Conway is one of the creators of The Punisher. He is actively now working with Disney, working with Marvel to stop the use of the Punisher symbol in those instances when it's somebody that needs to be protected and somebody needs protect and serve. I know it looks cool. Heck, I got Punisher logos all over my car. I like the character, okay? But I understand it's a character. I understand it. I know it. You know, it's one thing about looking cool, but when you out there to protect and serve, I need you to look like you gonna protect and serve me. I need everybody in law enforcement with like Captain America logos on their car. You know what I'm saying? I need everybody's with Superman's S as a symbol for hope on those cars. You know what I'm saying? Or in their uniforms. That would be hot. That would be cool. Okay? You know? I don't need the vigilantes. I don't need Batman. I mean, Batman cool, but I don't need Batman logos. Batman a little rough. I need my Superman who's there to pull a cat out of a tree. I need my Superman, you know. I need Captain America who's going to go defend. Captain America has a shield for a reason. He's got a shield for a reason. Why? A shield is used in defense. That's what he's there for, to defend those who can't. That's what I need. That's what a badge on a uniform is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a shield to defend. Not to defend the individual wearing it, but to defend those who cannot defend themselves. And that is their job. They're not supposed to be out there suppressing the freedoms of speech. They're not supposed to be out there suppressing thought. No, they are out there supposed to be defending those who are doing that. Okay? Now, let's not get it wrong. The opportunists need their ass whooped. That's the people that's going out there. That's your robbers, your looters, the people setting fires and all that. That's not your protesters. And I know that's not the protesters because the protesters are trying to get a point across, and the opportunists are trying to create havoc so that the protesters look bad. Let's keep it straight. Let's keep it straight. But that's just me, y'all. I mean, that's maybe my point of view is jaded. Maybe my point of view is still old school. You can say what you want, say how you want to say it. It is what it is. Okay? We all know that one person that stood up in front of the bully. Okay? That's what law enforcement is supposed to be. That's what your military is supposed to be. There are rules of engagement. The military, we went by it a long time. We have rules of engagement. We need to get those same rules into our law enforcement. Okay? We need to get the right people in charge. Okay? We see it in business, we see it in the military, we see it every other places that certain people get in charge and they really don't need to be in charge. You get the right people in charge, and then you're going to have good things happen. You're going to have people doing the right thing. You're going to have all of the good stuff popping up. Okay? We need a lot of old school, straight up family values popping up. Okay? Can't say people don't that, we need to let the mamas and the dads pop some of these kids in the mouth sometime. That'll stop some of that. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying. I know if I said something out of whack, did something out of whack, all this got smacked up. And I'm not advocating child abuse, not advocating it, but I'm just saying discipline goes a long way. Okay? Discipline is not for the police to administer. Discipline is not for the military to administer. Discipline starts at home. Okay? Values being taught start at home. And if the values you're teaching at home are bad, then it's going to bleed out into the public. Just saying. It's just me. Y'all got me ranting. But anyway, we're gonna get back to it. But think about it next time you see the Punisher. Punisher's not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy either. Punisher breaks the law. I don't need my law enforcement wearing Punisher. That's all I'm saying. You know? But hey, free country, you do you. But just know, if I see my law enforcement with the Punisher stuff, I'm not calling him for help. That might not work for me. You had that Captain America shield on. You had that Superman symbol, that S, that hope, as he calls it. Kryptonians, we might need to. We will be good. We'll be good. We'll be good. But anyway, everybody, I just wanted to get my rant out. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Please, if you're in the room, hit this video with a thumbs up, hit it with a like, share it with your friends. It's just me. Sometimes we got to get a little serious, sometimes we don't. But images matter. And if you can't, go online. I'm going to see if I can find it. Jerry Conway. That's it. Jerry Conway. He's starting up a thing to change the image of the Punisher. Not so much change the image, but to stop the misuse of the Punisher logo in certain situations. And I think I'm 100% behind that. I know I'm 100% behind that. It's the right thing to do. All right. Anyway, peace, y'all. And I'm about to hit this funky outro. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining in. I seen the comments. Some of it I can't put out there. I got to keep it somewhat nice. But anyway, y'all, peace, y'all. And I'm out of here. Let me hit that funky outro. Life's complicated. Somebody got to do it. Peace.